I'm Beau Ackerman. I'm a senior on the MSUB track and field team. I remember thinking, like, I just didn't understand how people could even throw it. Like, it just seems really awkward at first because you pick it up and try to throw it like a baseball. That's what everybody does, and it just does. It probably goes 40 feet at best. But yeah, that's kind of how I felt. And then I practiced like a couple times, then went to the first meet. And then I didn't think I did well, and then I guess I made finals. I didn't realize it. I took a few weeks off and went to Drake, and the first throw I PR'd by like 5 meters, I think, which is a huge PR. Like, that's pretty much unheard of. And right after that, it just like clicked, and the next 3 meets, I was throwing around that distance pretty much every time, which it just kind of felt like it was like a glimpse of everything connecting together. I mean, we grew up in Glendive, eastern Montana. Pretty much not much to do there, but we're doing sports all the time. That's about it. Growing up, at least.
And I'm Ase Ackerman. I'm a sophomore on the MSUB track team. I pretty much did whatever sport he did when I could. He played soccer first, and then baseball, and pretty much every sport. And then eventually he did cross country in middle school and track. And then when he was a runner, I wanted to be a runner. And that's really how it went. He stopped running and I kept running.
Our dad was a wrestler in college, and I think just having that background, there wasn't a whole lot of pressure, but still kind of influenced us to do athletic stuff, do sports as long as we could.
I like soccer, I like baseball as well. But really I've been really into running since middle school though, so it's kind of been my #1 for a while now. I remember once he started, I was really into it. Like, I wanted to do it from the time I was in like 5th grade, but I had to wait till 7th grade till my school had cross country. That's like the age. And I remember I went to practices with them when he was in high school and I was in 7th grade, and it was just like, I was always just trying to keep up with them.
I did cross country, then wrestling, and then tennis actually. And then the next year I did cross country again. I didn't do wrestling, and that's when I switched back to track. I did track in middle school, but I didn't really run. I just wanted to jump and do pole vault just to see because it was a new sport at that time, so I wanted to see what everything was about. My goal going into college was to be an All-American, which I think was, at that time, it seemed pretty lofty, especially not ever placing a state. I liked it more than running. I was better at it than running. It just seemed cool to me, like, just because it's like a spear. It kind of seems different than most of the other events. When I was in high school specifically, I only did like a 5-step, which is like, it's a really short approach. It's like just a part of most people's like full approach for their throws. So like, it took a long time for me to learn how to do that. I'm still kind of learning how to do like a full approach actually. So really knowing that I could throw like decently far just on those short approach throws made me really want to dig into it more and figure out how to, make my form better, make my run up better, make all that better. And it's still getting better.
I was a freshman in high school when he was a senior, so I knew he was probably going to go to do track in college, and I had another friend who was a runner who was a year younger than him that I knew was going to do track in college, so I was like, that's what I want to do from when I was like 14 or 15.
That year ended with going to the NCAA championships, placing 5th. And kind of realizing that All-American goal that you had set out that you said seemed kind of lofty. What was that like, competing on the national stage and having that much success?
It was nerve-wracking at first, definitely. That's kind of the goal from the beginning of the year, and once you're finally there, it seems kind of surreal.
I still remember hearing about like when he first threw over 200, I think was that year maybe as well. He threw like 197 the year before, and then 200 that year, and then like we were thinking that was far, and then I remember hearing when he got to go to Drake and he threw 226 or 68 meters, like it was crazy. I was so happy for him, and it was just motivated me to keep working hard to hopefully be at a level like that once I'm a few years into my college career. Up until now, I've always felt like I can keep doing a little better. Like this isn't the best I can do, you know? So that's kind of where the motivation comes from. And it's only really gotten more so since I've started college and like been having more success in college than I was like my freshman year.
He works harder than most of anybody I know. You can't really get him to take a day off. He's always been obsessed with it, like reading books, always online, looking at stuff about it, researching. So it's not really that surprising, and I think it'll keep going even until when he's out of college, keep progressing. I had already had a scope on my right knee scheduled like for the next week. So I got an MRI like 2 days before that surgery was scheduled. I didn't get the results until I went in for the knee surgery, and I was in the bed getting ready for that, and another nurse comes in and tells me that I'm getting my left pec reattached. So I was pretty shocked, and then they said they want to do both at the same time. I couldn't even believe it, like honestly. I didn't even have that much time to think about it, probably like 20 minutes. And I was like, all right, and I woke up, and I was pretty much immobilized. Couldn't even use crutches. In the long run, it's kind of helped me, kind of opened up new like avenues for training that I was neglecting the past couple of years, that I was really just focusing before on getting stronger, like lifting, all this stuff, not really working on like my mobility and runway stuff as much. And I was kind of forced to, because I still haven't like benched since that summer. Like I haven't done, and I had the knee surgery, so I didn't really lift at all for 4 months. What I needed to focus on was the other aspects, which I think if I do keep doing track, it'll be good in the long run, because I can kind of use both methods, kind of combine them more, and I think I can get a lot better if I do that. Of course, I was still worried about it. Like it's, until you get a mark, especially after 3 years of not competing, it's something in the back of your head.
The confidence that, setting that PR and breaking the school record again, an automatic qualifying mark for nationals. Talk about what that gives you as you kind of set out to achieve things the rest of the spring.
It definitely, like hitting a auto qualifier makes things a little easier, like competing at the rest of the meets. Not really worrying about nationals, that's kind of already in the bag, or to go at least. But the big focus for me for the rest of the season is to, take hopefully top 3 at nationals, something like that, and around 75 meters is my goal. Because my biggest goal has been to go to the Olympic trials. So it's probably going to take right around 74 or 75 meters to go to that. Yeah, so last spring I graduated with a business management degree, and then this last spring I went back into the process plant technology program, and then hopefully with that degree I'll get a job at one of the refineries around here, something like that.
I'm majoring in health and human performance. I'm gonna graduate in the spring of 2022 with a degree, and I'm hoping to continue education in PT school. I think he's done a lot, like just showing how like really hard work leads to success. Like it's never, like, it's not straight up. Like, you don't just start working hard and you start doing awesome, but like if you just give it time and like are persistent with it, like it just shows to me that success will come, and it like helps me to believe in myself more, like that I can do it. I just need to stick with it. Just seeing him doing that.
Like coming to Billings and kind of being on my own and being with a new team really helped to show, like open up new avenues for me, especially doing javelin. It's been interesting, especially like when I first came, the program was a lot different. Like I knew about Bob, but that was pretty much the only person I had heard about in MSUB that had like, success. And then, you know, we had over the next couple years, Sam qualifying for nationals twice, and Jory and me. It was really cool to, you know, really feel like we were kind of like breaking new ground and showing other people, you know, you can do it too. Like it's even after 5 years, I feel when I watch my throws, I don't think I've made that much progress, but keeps going farther, so.